What's good, fight fans? Welcome back to another episode of Combat and Kick It. You already know it's your host, Ben, and we are back at it for the high-stakes fighter breakdown for the current featherweight champion, Alexander the Great Volkanovski. Let's waste no time. Let's get into it. Let's smoke. So like I said, we back at it with the high-stakes fighter breakdown of Alexander the Great Volkanovski, one of the best featherweight champions of all time. There's no doubt about it. The man has not only put on some great performances, but has fought everybody you can fight in the division, right? Never turning down a fight, challenging himself going up to 155 against Islam, giving him one of the toughest fights of Islam's career. Alexander Volkanovski is definitely one of the best fighters, one of the most exciting to watch. Going into this fight, after that last performance at UFC 314 against Diego Lopez, obviously he's riding the confidence. He's feeling confident after that, and like understandably so, right? He's back being champion again after coming off of two really tough losses. Like the two losses that he had, some fighters don't bounce back from that. Some fighters sink. As soon as they get in that position, they sink, right? You go back, you look at Tony Ferguson, and I'm not trying to dog Tony Ferguson, but once he started taking the losses, he almost couldn't get himself back out from under, but got himself a little boxing win, so shout out for that. But Volkanovski's two losses could have easily put him down a path that way, but Volk don't play like that. Volk don't play like that. Not only is Volk a very tough, durable fighter, right? Volk is somebody who has some of the sharpest fight IQ in the game. It's like knows how to make adjustments, knows how to come prepared for a fight. Like, just got to give him all the respect and props. Got to give him his flowers for that one. Like, no doubt, his IQ is top tier. Now, you look at the fight with Volkanovski and Diego Lopez the first time around, right? Lopez had that early success with the knockdown, scared every Volkanovski fan out there. We was all worried. Saw him getting dropped. We're like, no, not again and not early, please, no, right? Luckily, it didn't happen, but Diego Lopez did get to him early, did put the pressure on him, did give us all a little scare. But you saw, this is what I mean with Volkanovski's fight IQ. He makes the adjustments, utilizing the long jab, utilizing the long leg kicks that he does. Now, see, people look at Volkanovski and see this this short, stocky guy. But this short, stocky guy has a very long reach, right? And he knows how to use that reach. He has a great jab up the middle. Beautiful jab. Beautiful jab because he could do it from a distance or he could do it in close. His leg kicks are fantastic. I always talk about the lateral movement of him, right? And it's almost like I'm giving you the keys to victory, breaking down what he's going to be good at, because this is kind of going into that too. But he has a skill set that is so simple, but it's clean, right? Jabs, leg kicks, lateral movement, in and out, mixing up the game. That's another thing about Volkanovski. He knows how to mix up the game. If he is in trouble, right, he's going to utilize the backup plans, wrestling, the clinching. You know, he kind of has to go to the backup plans if he gets in trouble sometimes, right? Especially now, he's 37. He's 37, so he can't sit in the pocket and trade with everybody, right? Coming off of two knockout losses, just because his last fight wasn't him getting KO'd, doesn't mean that the chin don't deteriorate. You lose it over time. The man is approaching 40 years old, and in this fight game, you know, it's kind of a sinking ship when you get older, right? You don't continue to really. Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. I could see Volkanovski still being successful going into his low 40s, but this is a tough fight. You got a young, explosive Diego Lopez who is hungry after losing that first one to you. He really wants this back, right? And Volk's going to know that. Volk's not coming in with the mentality that he's not worried. He knows it's a killer be killed situation. Every time that he goes out there to defend that belt, it's a killer be killed situation, right? The other guy is trying to take what you ate for, right? Like, you put in all this work to get to this position. all these years. You're here. You lost it. You came back and got it again. This guy is trying to take what you worked for. You can't let it happen. And you can't let it happen as a young guy up and coming. But Diego Lopez is very hungry. So Volk has to come in very prepared. Volk has to come in very prepared. He has more to lose in this fight. Now, granted, Diego Lopez loses this fight. Obviously, he's not going to get another title shot anytime soon. But like I said, he's young, so he's got options. He's got time. Things could come back around for him. Volk loses this fight at 37 years old. He'll probably get another rematch because they'll be 1-1. But at the same time, how much more after that will you get depending on how he loses this fight? If he gets knocked out, that's another knockout added to the career in short span of time. You never know, right? I don't think that's going to necessarily, like, I do picture it happening in one way, and then I also don't 100% see it happening that way. I could see Diego Lopez getting a first round knockout on Volk. I really can, right? On just some being explosive going out there, just going straight at him. I can see it happening. We saw Volk get dropped in the first fight, so I can see it happening. But like I said, Volk is the guy that makes the adjustments. He's not coming out in this fight unprepared. The thing about Volk, too, is I said it in the breakdown, you cannot sleep on his power, right? Now, he might be losing a little bit at 37, right? But they say power is the last thing to go. Strength's the last thing to go. I don't know. I think Volk always has a potential to win a fight. Always. He goes back to that corner after the first round, and he comes out with the adjustments, and you didn't, you're chalked. It's as simple as that with Volk. Volk's also the type of fighter who has so much in his arsenal that he could lead you into just false hope of a fight, right? Making you think that you got something, and he makes a quick adjustment, not even going back to the corner, just making a quick adjustment, being able to change it up on you, switch it up on you, whether it's a takedown, whether you go and attack him, you put the pressure on him, and he's right here in the next second, he's on the other side of you, completely comes all the way around you because he's able to move so well with the lateral movement back and forth, being able to snap a leg kick and get out of there. Like, he's got ways. But that's going to lead me into the keys to victory for Volkanovski in this rematch against Diego Lopez. My favorite thing that is always in my keys to victory for Volkanovski is lateral movement. I just mentioned it probably 12 times in the first half of the analysis of this video. Through this whole breakdown, you're going to hear it a lot. You're going to hear lateral movement a lot because that's what he is extremely good at, right? He's skilled at that. He knows how to move left and right. Snap the leg kick, get back. Snap the leg kick, come back. Snap the leg kick, come back. Jab, get out of the way. Jab, get out the way. The jab is another key to victory, right? So we're just going to throw two keys to victory right off rip, right? Lateral movement and the jab. Two fantastic things that he has, definitely keys to victory. Because if you watch a guy like or a guy like Diego Lopez, when he comes in with that explosiveness, that aggressiveness, right? He's eager to get the striking. He also kind of keeps his chin up, not totally high, but kind of keeps his chin up. The perfect shot to hit that man with is a jab, to throw him off of his rhythm, throw him off of that tempo. Do not let him get going too much. You land a jab, make him step back. Land a jab, make him step back. Get a kick, get out the way. It's going to throw off his rhythm. It's going to throw off his timing, and Volk is really good at doing that. I want to see if Volk still has the speed, the speed and the explosiveness at 37. I think he does. Doesn't look like he's really lost that many years in his fights. But at the same time, that's what he needs. That's what he needs. He needs that in fights like this with these younger guys that are hungry and everything like that. He's got to come in with a lot of movement, a lot of speed, and a lot of classic fundamental stuff. Jabs, 1-2s, leg kicks, simple, teeps up the middle, simple things. Another key to victory for Volk is feints. Volk's good with feinting, right? feint with the jab, feint with the leg kick, switch, moving. It's all part of the lateral movement, part of the jabs. It all comes in together as one, right? So I don't have to go deeper into breaking it down. It goes all in together as one. So you snap those little feints, you add those in. Again, you're throwing Diego Lopez off of his rhythm, right? You're slowing him down. That's exactly what you have to do. A guy like that, you have to slow him down at his strength, which is explosiveness. Is one of his biggest strengths is explosiveness. So you have to slow him down, throw him off rhythm, throw him off tempo, and that's just another way to do it. Because you got to think about it. Volk is 37, so at 37 years old, when you start not connecting with these guys' chin and putting them out every single time, you got the younger guys coming up, the younger crowd coming up, gets a little bit more difficult. You got to have different things in the arsenal to switch it up, and you got to have different strengths that really take over the fight, and those keys right there, all in one strength, slowing down Diego Lopez's tempo, slowing down his pace, right? Messing up his rhythm. That's exactly what Volk needs to win this fight. And then obviously if Volk gets in positions, and this is like more of a circumstantial type of key to victory, but if he gets in a position where clinch work's happening, he's got to be the one to put Lopez up against the cage, put Lopez's back up against the cage, clinch him up there, hold him there kind of. You don't even have to put too much work. Land a couple knees to the legs, try to wear him down, get some body shots in there. Nothing crazy. You don't want to play the game of taking Diego Lopez down because Lopez has fantastic Brazilian jiu-jitsu and at the same time could be extremely dangerous if you mess around too long down there. But I definitely think Volk could play the wearing down game by putting him up against the cage, landing some body shots, whether they're just some strikes to the body, some knees to the body, knees to the legs, whatever the case may be. Wear him down in that type of stuff, especially if Diego Lopez wants to close the distance and try to do things where he wants to try to force the fight to the ground. Volk should force it into a clinch, put him up against the cage, land some shots. It might not be the most exciting, but it is useful, it is tactical, and it would definitely assist him in getting the W against a guy like Diego Lopez. Like I said, you got to take away the man's rhythm, you got to take away his explosiveness, you take away those two things, and it makes it a longer night for Diego Lopez. And then, obviously, like I always say, when there's keys, there's negatives as well. The negatives for Alexander Volkanovski going into this fight: age, potentially his chin, and the hunger of Diego Lopez. All right. Age, because he's 37. He's 37, man. It's the fight game. You're taking punches to the face, kicks to the face, knees to the face, elbows to the face, and he's been knocked out twice in his last 3 fights. Could it be a problem? Potentially. But that leads to negative number 2 with the chin. I mean, he was knocked out in 2 of his last 3 fights. And they were not friendly. They were some harsh knockouts, man. So getting up there in age, taking the knockouts. Now, Volkanovski doesn't take a ton of damage. He's been in some wars, but he doesn't take a ton of damage in his fights. How is he going to react with these punches? How is he going to be if Diego Lopez gets to being explosive right off rip in the first round? I don't know. I'm not sure. I have to see. He withstand the punches. He stood in there against Diego Lopez in the first fight. He did well besides getting dropped. Besides the scare for most of the fans, there really was no other moment where Volk was really, really in terrible trouble with the chin. And as long as he keeps his hands up, continues to move, and doesn't end up laterally moving into a power shot of Diego Lopez or something wild of Diego Lopez, he should be perfectly fine. Should be fine. But then, yeah, you have that last one, Diego Lopez's hunger. Whenever you go against a guy this quick of a turnaround, the last time you fought him and you're already coming back to fight him again, this is your second title defense back as champion again, it's a tough one. It really is. Diego Lopez, like I said, he's either going to make crazy adjustments in this fight to try to win a 5-round battle, or he's going to bum rush right off rip. First round, right in his grill, try to get the finish like he almost did in the last fight. It's very possible. It's very, very possible. The way Diego Lopez fights, He's explosive, and at that point, if you're getting him right off rip, right in the first round, right in the first, 2 minutes of the fight, you're not allowing Volk to do anything to stop your rhythm because you're already putting the pressure on so damn early. Volk could sometimes match that pressure, but I think the way that Diego Lopez is, it's a much more difficult pressure to match right now. And I do think he's hungry after losing. Not only did he lose his chance at the title, he lost his chance at the title against this same guy. Getting a rematch for the belt with this, it's huge. So he's very hungry. So that'd be a negative, in my opinion, for Volkanovski as well. But that's it for this high-stakes fighter breakdown of the current champion, Alexander Volkanovski. He's got a tough fight this weekend. We'll see what happens. I'm slightly rocking with Diego Lopez, but you know me. I'm always subject to change. Anything, it is up and down. You never know with me. But I got to go record the high-stakes fighter breakdown for Diego Lopez now, so you know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification button so you know when that next episode is out. And I'll catch you on the next episode. Your boy Bando is out, and I'll be back in like 30 seconds to record this next one.